A proven strategy for raising cooperative children. Proven strategy for raising cooperative children. Hello, everyone. Mrs. Light, you're always coming early to class. You're welcome. I appreciate that. Thank you for always keeping up to time. Who is here again in class? Today is the third day of our 3 day free parenting masterclass, and honestly I have enjoyed the last two classes. How many of us enjoyed the last two classes? Because as for me, I really enjoyed the class, and I do hope that you have. Okay, Perpetua, okay, I see you, you are welcome. Thank you all for joining me again. So today we are talking about a proven strategy for raising cooperative children. The first class we talked about why our children don't listen. And by now, I'm sure you really understand what is making your child not to listen. I do hope that you now understand that your child is not responding. Ada is a good evening, you're welcome. Were you in class yesterday? It seems I missed you in class yesterday. Were you in class? Sorry, I've not really got using to our names, and that's why I keep saying that you should save my number, send me your own number too, so that I can save it. It's better for me, to have your number saved with your name. I'll be able to identify you with time. All right, I'm happy that you are here now. So the first class we talk about why children don't listen, and by now, Amina Diakubu, good evening, you're welcome, good to have you. So we talked about why children don't listen. Okay, Ada is okay. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. We talked about why children don't listen, and I hope all of you now know that your children are not stubborn because they are not listening. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Hmm? Do you agree with me? Say yes if you agree with me. Yes, you agree with me that your child is not stubborn. Mm-hmm. Perpetua, yes. Amina Yakubu, yes. No devil is living inside your child because your child is not listening. It is a neuroscience, it is a developmental, issue that we really need to understand. Like I said, yes, thank you. We all understand. For if we understand that, we will know how to address the issue when our children refuse to listen. And yesterday we talked about why you yourself, you the shouting engine, why you keep shouting, right? And I emphasized yesterday that you are not a bad parent for shouting. It is also a response to what is happening around you. And I do really hope that you understand. You remember the stress triggers and all of that, how to break the cycle, the stress cycle. I hope you all understand. I hope you all get it. If you have any question, please feel free to ask question in the group. Hmm? Feel free to ask question in the group. The group is there for us to interact. Okay, thank you, Amina Yakubu. Thank you. So if you have any question regarding the class or regarding anything parenting, feel free to share. I intentionally left the group open so that we can interact. Like I said the first day, I'm not building a community where we just learn and go. As a matter of fact, parenting is not designed for you alone. You are not designed to do parenting alone. You will get exhausted. You will get exhausted. You need a team, you need a community where you can work together. You understand? That's one of the reasons I really understand that. That's one of the reasons why I created this platform. That's why I created this platform, so that people of like minds, parents who are intentional, who want to grow, who want to raise well-rounded children, can come together and learn, so that we can hold each other's hand and learn and grow together. So today since we have learned why children are not listening, you have known why you are shouting, then How do we now raise cooperative children? How do we raise children who can do the right thing with or without us? That is what today's class is all about. So by the end of today's session, you will understand why systems work better than repeated reminders. And this class is going to change your perspective about parenting. Yes, you understand why systems work better than repeated reminders. You will learn how connection increases cooperation. You remember I emphasized so much about connection, and somebody I think it's Aminat Yakub that talked about connection today. When I asked her to share what she learned in class. I think one of the things she mentioned, if I'm right, yes, I think one of the things she mentioned is that we should yes, I'm right, Yakubu, you got that correctly, that we need to connect with our children before you can correct your child, because before you can influence your child, you need to connect. So you will understand how connection improves, increases cooperation. You will know how to establish healthy boundaries without becoming harsh. Of course, you will have known by now. Yes, Perpetua, thank you. Connect to correct. You need to connect. You cannot correct before without connection. It won't work. It will not work. You understand the concept of the upstairs brain and the downstairs brain now. So if the downstairs brain is in charge, that means you are not connected, and that means your children will not listen to you. So you will know how to establish healthy boundaries without becoming harsh. Children need to be heard, children need to be understood, and yet they need healthy boundaries. They need healthy boundaries. You also learn how to create routines that reduce conflict. And we would distinguish discipline from punishment. I talked briefly about this yesterday. We'll still talk about that because a lot of us, we misunderstand discipline and punishment. We think punishment is the same thing as discipline. It is not. They are two different things. And you are going to live with a practical framework that you can be using immediately. Of course, you must have learnt about two or three, four framework. You are still going to learn a few more today. I love to structure my teaching around framework, around models, so it will be easy. Like Aminat Yakubu, she was able to just, talk about the behave lens. She summarized everything. BEHAVE. So it's because I put it in a framework. That was why it was easy for us all to, to understand what exactly it is. All right. So today we will answer the most important question. How do we build home where listening becomes easier and shouting becomes unnecessary? Now, I need to tell you this. It's not magic. Whatever I'm going to share today, it's not going to just start working today. And that's why I keep saying, do not exit the WhatsApp group. Do not exit the WhatsApp group. There's still um, other things that we'll be learning from that group. This class alone is not enough for you to really see the change that you desire. Trust me. These 3 days is not enough for you. Our next training, next masterclass will be coming very soon. I will announce the dates to you in the group. It's going to go deeper. We are going a step deeper from what we have learned today. So this, the things I'm going to share tonight is not going to start work. It's not miracle. Don't think by the time you start using everything I said, day one, day two, your children will now start, cooperating and all of that. It took you years. to get to where you are. It took your children years to get to where they are now. So it will also take time for them to get to where they need to get to. What am I saying in essence? As a matter of fact, we all know that change is difficult. Sometimes your children will resist. They will resist because you are moving them from what they are used to something totally different. Sometimes they will resist, and it's okay. It is okay for them to resist. You just need to be consistent. Even when you are not seeing the result yet, you just need to be consistent, be doing it gradually, don't give up, and with time, you get the desired result. Like I do say that parenting is work. Hmm? Parenting is work. I made a post sometimes ago on my Facebook page. By the way, if you have not followed me on my Facebook, you are missing. No, I talk about parenting every day, almost every day of the week on my Facebook wall. So if you have not followed me, you can follow me. I will drop the link to my Facebook page um, in the group. So I made a post. I made a post about correcting children, and someone was like, this thing, oh, this thing that you are saying, how is it going to? How is it? Say, calm down, calm down. Parenting is work. I said in that post, I said, if I had known what I know now, if I've known it in the past 20 years, maybe I wouldn't give him birth. I will just give birth to one child. I will give birth to one child because what it takes to raise whole children is not is not what we think. What we think. Oh, it is not what we think. Forget the money. Money is even the least. Money is the least thing. It's not even the money. The emotional, work you need to do, the mental work you need to do, the self-disciplined. Parenting is first about you, the parent, before your child. So the self-discipline you have to, inculcate by yourself so that your children can learn from you is a whole lot of work. So everything I'm going to share is not miracle. It's not just going to work, but we are not doing miracle here. We are not performing. This is not Operation Sharp Sharp. If anybody is telling you that, hey, I will tell you something now in parenting and it will start working, no, 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 no. That is either that person just wants to take money from you. That person is not sincere. It's not going to work immediately. That's what I'm telling you. Even as a coach, I still have things that I'm still working on my children. Sometimes you can teach a skill, you can be on a skill, teaching your child a skill for 2, 3, 4 years. Yes, you can. You can, and you understand why by now. So we will answer that important question today. How do we build a home where listening becomes easier and shouting becomes unnecessary? Parenting is less about controlling behavior. If you just focus on correcting your chat behavior, you are not doing the right thing. And you will not get the desired results. That very behavior that you want to change, you will eventually not be able to change it. Parenting is about creating the condition that produce good behavior. You engineer your environment, you engineer, your system. There's something we call family system, family system installation at the model. When clients come to me and they are complaining, oh, my child did this, my child did that, blah, 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 and all of that. The first thing I recommend is to run parenting diagnosis assessment. Let's know what exactly is going on. Then after that, the next thing I normally recommend is to have your family system installed. If you have your family system installed, you are creating a home where listening becomes easier. You are not just Parent, some of us are just parenting, no family vision, no family values, no perpetual code. You haven't even communicate your expectations to your children. You just assume that your children will just grow up and be fine. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Um, Children who behave well-behaved children are not raised accidentally. They are intentionally raised. So you need to create the condition that produces good behavior. Just like a farmer, many of us, we must have farmed, maybe in secondary school, maybe as a matter of fact, farming or planting is a parenting tool. For those that get um, into family, the modern family, these are the things that we teach how to use planting is a parenting tool. It is a tool that can teach your children life skills. So many of us, we must have planted at some point or the other. We all know that you cannot force a seed to grow. Can you do that? Can you do that? Are we together? Hmm? Can you force a seed to grow, to germinate? Or can a farmer force a seed to germinate? Are we together? Are we together? Or am I speaking to myself? Okay, thank you, Perpetua. No, of course, no, thank you. No. What the farmer needs to do is to create good condition, like good soil. Yes, yes, thank you. No, 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 no. You cannot force a seed to germinate. The farmer just needs to create the right condition, like good soil, water, sunlight, manure sometimes, and all of that, protection. So children grow in the same way. Good behavior also grow in that way. You engineer your house. There's a way you engineer your house. You put system in place that gradually, if you are consistent, gradually your children will just be behaving the way you want. So I still want to talk about um the foundation, which is the connection before correction. Hmm? Influence grows out of relationship. If you don't have relationship with your child, you cannot influence your child. You cannot. Whoever you are not connected to, you cannot influence. And that's why I keep telling parents, nurture relationship with your children. Nurture relationship with your children, just as you will nurture relationship with your friends, with your colleagues. Many of us, we take care of every other relationship. We do not understand that the way you nurture relationship with your friends, with your colleagues, with your boss, with other people around you, the same way you should nurture your relationship with your children, because that is where influence grows. If you are not connected to your child, you can't influence your child. You can't influence your child. I also work with teenagers, and in my journey as a parenting coach, I have seen many of our teenagers. Many of us will understand when you are a teenager. You will understand what I'm saying now. I have seen many of our teenagers that are far gone, hmm, and their parents are not even aware. They are living under their parents' roof. Oh. The parent is feeding them, paying their school fee, doing all of that, but they are two separate worlds apart. Why? Because there is no connection. There is no connection. So there's no influence. Children are more willing to cooperate with adults they feel emotionally connected to. I have some teenagers that I've mentored for the past 6 years. They still communicate with me. We are not in the same place now. We are totally not in the same place. Today, one of them still communicated with me. Why? Because they are emotionally communicated. I saw one. Um, I traveled to Abuja about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I saw one of them. I was in Abuja for some time. So Some of them are in Abuja. And when she saw me, she held me so tight for about 2 minutes. She said, Auntie, I miss you. Auntie, I miss you. I have a lot of things to tell you. Or you will think we are mates. Why? Because we are emotionally connected. Because we are emotionally connected. So, and that was why it's easy for me to influence them. I used to work in children department in the church. And when everybody is complaining, oh, the teenagers, I cannot handle them. No, teenagers are this, teenagers are that. Honestly, for me, they're the most lovely people to deal with. It's just because we do not know. And I'm able to influence them. Even when I left that church, I left when I left 2 years after we left church. They came, there was a system I set up there. So they were trying to follow that system. So they came to thank me. That was 2 years after I left. And they about 2-3 hours, they were just talking. Auntie, this thing that you taught us. And auntie, this is one of them said, whenever I'm in church and I want to pick my phone, I will first look back and say, is auntie around? Is auntie at my back? I will have forgotten that you're not even in the church. That is influence. Why was I able to influence them? That even when I was far away, when I was not with them, they still remember what I taught them. It was because we were emotionally connected. So children are more willing. Your children will cooperate with you more if they are emotionally connected to you. And connection is not permissiveness. Don't misunderstand that. Yes. Connection is not permissiveness. The fact that I'm connected with them, they know that they cannot try nonsense with me. When they do, we are laughing together and they are facing the consequence. They know. They know. That's part of what one of them says. Auntie, if you come late to Sunday school, they know I don't like coming late to Sunday school. You come to Sunday school, what are you doing at home? You say, auntie will not forgive you for coming late to Sunday school. You must serve that. You must face the consequence. So connection is not permissiveness. Connection is emotional safety. And when you are connected with your children, even when they are facing their consequence, they understand that is out of love, is out of goodwill, that you want them to do better. So at this point, I want to introduce a framework that will also help you to connect with your children, and I call it Connect Framework. Connect Framework. Connect, CONNECT framework. So C stands for create daily moments. If you have not been doing that, you are wrong. Create daily moments. One thing that we have tried for the past 4 or 5 years, we have consistently been doing that in our home. Every night we have connection moments. No phone, no TV, no gadgets, nothing. We are just together as a family, gisting and talking. Sometimes we tell stories to our children. Sometimes we read Bible story with them. Just a time together is a connection moment. So you need to create that moment. If your family dynamics can't, allow you to have daily moments, you can make it weekly. It could be weekends. It could be weekends. Just be consistent. And it doesn't have to be for long hours. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's okay. It is just the intentionality and the consistency that matters. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at how your children's behavior will begin to improve with time. 10 to 15 minutes of uninterrupted attention. Your children will tell you nonsense. Listen to that nonsense. Listen to that nonsense. That is the time your children can tell you, open up, oh, this person bullied me in class, this person did this to me, this person said this to me and I don't like it. This person is connection moments. It is very important. Then, O, O stands for observe before correcting. Seek to understand before assuming defiance. I talked extensively about this. And in the first class, I talked about becoming a detective, not a police officer. When you are acting as a police officer, you are criticizing, and criticism shuts the door to connection. Excuse me. If you're always criticizing, you're always criticizing. Sometimes your children, even things that they need to explain to you, they will just shut down. My mom was good at that. Even things that you that I did not do, she will insist. She will not even want to hear my explanation when I was growing up. And at times, I would just, for the sake of peace, I would just say, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I did it. And it's that builds resentment. If you have experienced that, you understand what I mean. It builds resentment. It leaves room for trust gap. There's trust gap. There will be trust issue. So if you criticize me, if you insist that I do what I did not do, you don't want to listen to my own side of the story. Do you think when something is wrong with me, I can confidently come to share my burden with you? Of course I won't. So you need to observe before correcting. Seek to understand what happened. Seek to understand what happened. Don't just conclude, this child is stubborn. Oh, this child is wicked. Oh, this child is. Seek to understand what happened. Then notice the good. Many of us, we don't know how to notice good in our children. Everything is complain, complain. You didn't do this thing right. This is not how you should do it. Why should you do this? Why should you do that? Let me tell you a secret. If you want certain behavior, you want your children to be behaving well, catch them doing the right thing. Even when they do five wrong things, you see that one thing that they do right. Catch them doing it, celebrate it. You are encouraging good behavior. You see that behavior, they will keep doing it. There was a time our little baby, our balcony, he's a boy, he's going on 4. He just on his own, he just tidied it up, he arranged the shoes, he swept and every place, everywhere was neat. And this is the boy that can scatter anything. You bring anything home, this boy is so curious, he wants to understand what is inside everything, he will spoil everything. But he did this now, and I was like, oh, you did this? This is so wonderful. I see the effort you put into arranging this. This is how problem solver behave. I caught him doing something. Do you know, since that time, he has been the one taking care of that place. He just took it as responsibility. He will arrange our shoes, he will sweep the place. It's just going on for. It's going on for. And sometimes I'm coming in and I fling my shoe on myself. He will say, Mommy, arrange your shoe. Put your shoe together. So catch your children doing something good. Don't just focus on their negative behavior. Focus on those few things that they are doing well. We think we need to pull our children down. We need to focus on the bad things that they are doing so that they can do well. No, you focus on the good thing they are doing well. That will improve even the bad thing they are doing. Even in the home, the boy has taken so many responsibilities by himself. He will just tidy up the house. He will just do some things. And after being say, Mommy, I've done it. I did this. And I'll give him high five. That's how problem solver behave. So notice the good. Then name emotions. This is a framework that will help you to connect with your children and that will eventually improve your children's behavior. All right. That will help you to raise cooperative children. Okay. So name emotions. We are going to have another free masterclass about emotions. You must have heard me yesterday, even the first class, that emotions is is a big deal in parenting. Emotions, hmm, emotions. And that's why I normally encourage parents to start to teach their children about emotion, even from baby. Teach your children to show angry face, to show sad face, happy face, and all of that. It builds emotional vocabulary and it eventually improves behavior. It improves behavior. So help your children identify what they feel. Oh, it seems you are feeling sad. Sometimes when our children, when the boy is crying, when the boy is, having big feelings, I will just say, how are you feeling now? And he will say, I'm feeling, I don't understand why this thing is doing papa. I've tried to silence it. I don't know. Sorry about that. So, and I'll ask, how are you feeling? Sometimes you will say, I'm angry. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling sad. Do you know that if you can name your emotion, you can tame it? If you cannot name your emotion, you cannot tame it. The reason why some adults, you will see a grown-up man, well dressed in suit, driving exotic car, and because somebody bashed the car, the person will park, roll the shirt, and start boxing. Do you know why? Because many of them were not taught how to express their emotions. Some of us don't even know the difference between being angry and being sad. Yeah? We don't know. So if you don't know how you are feeling, how do you want to arrest the situation? So you need to help your children to do that, meaning that you first need to know about emotions. You need to be emotionally intelligent. It is only emotionally intelligent parents that can raise emotionally intelligent children. Take note of that. Then E, enter their world. Enter your children's world. Play with your children. Laugh. Hmm? Show genuine interest. Don't be too serious with life. I know life can be hard sometimes. I know. But still create time. Create time to play. Create time to dance. Sometimes we dance with our children. Hmm? Sometimes we have a system in our home that sometimes we gather together and we learn dancing steps. We play music. This one will come, he will dance, he will teach us new dancing step. Another person will come, and it used to be a very, very enjoyable moment, very, interesting moment. And sometimes our children will say, Mommy, I now have a new dancing step I want to teach you. It's not just for fun. You are creating connection. Hmm? You are creating the right condition for your children to do well, to behave well. Laugh, play. As much as you need to set boundary around play, like I said yesterday, that play is a parenting tool. Play is a parenting tool. One of the one of the commonest complaint I get from parents is that my child plays too much. I think I said it yesterday. My child plays too much. My child, and I'll ask, how old is your child? Say 4 years, 5 years. So what do you want a 4-year-old to do? What do you want when you were at that age? What were you doing at that point? Play is the child is children's world. It is even their language. And because I really love how to, I need to know why children love to play and parents really are not comfortable. That's why I began my journey, you know, working, and that was how I became a play therapist. And that's one of our exclusive courses in at the model play therapy. So we use play to teach children. I use play to teach our children sex education, and they didn't forget. Sometimes the things that I teach them through play, me, I would have even forgotten. They will teach me the lessons. they learned. So play with them, laugh, show genuine interest. Your children love to do something, show interest. Your children love to play ball. Don't say, you love to play too much. It's only ball you love. Mm-mm. Show genuine interest. Then communicate respectfully. I hope we are getting this. Can we be putting it in the chat box? Can we please put it in the chat box? I'm talking about the Connect framework. CONNECT. Who got it? Please, if you got that, put it in the chat. Let's learn from each other. I said C stand for create daily moments. O stands for observe before correcting. N stands for notice the good. The second N stands for name emotions. E stands for enter their world, and I'm on C. Communicate respectfully. If you get that, please put it in the chat. Let me hear from you. So C, communicate respectfully. Speak to the children, speak to your children the way you want your children to speak to you and to others. Remember, I said it yesterday that parenting is all about you. You first need to deal with yourself. Anything you want your child to do, lead. Lead by example. Because if you are able to lead the character, the attitude, the habit you want to see in your children, if you are exhibiting it, 70 to 80% of your job is done. Because by default, your children will just start doing what you are doing. So communicate respectfully. Talk to them respectfully. Don't say, because I'm the mother. Yes, you are the mother. Teach, you want your children to respect you. Respect them first. Many of us don't respect our children. And that's how you be telling your children, your head is not correct. Your head is this. Your head is that. Your head is, and all of that. There's something I usually say. We talked about hidden triggers yesterday, triggers that push you towards shouting. We talked about repetition, tiredness, repetition, and all of that. Do you remember? And I told you that my own trigger is repetition. So when I have repeated myself many times and they are not listening to me, I will say, "Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ràn ni?" For those of us that cannot write, it means, can't you hear? Say, "Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ràn ni?" If they still did not act, I'll say, "Ṣé tí ń dùn yín ni?" So one day, our children were talking to me. I didn't hear. I didn't even know they were talking to me. And our little boy said, "Ṣé o gbọ́ràn ni? Ṣé tí ń dùn ẹ́ ni?" I first wanted to and it dawned on me that he learned it from me. Because that's what I used to tell them. And since that time, I started correcting myself. So lead first. Lead first. Communicate respectfully. It seems I'm the only one in class who. Yeah? Hello. Hello, everyone. Are we together? Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, Amina. Thank you very much, man. So communicate. Okay, you are with me. Thank you, Perpetua. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So speak to children the way you hope they will speak to you and the way they will speak to others. If by chance we learned yesterday that one mistake is not enough to define your parenting. When you make mistake, good parents still make mistake. When you make mistake, correct it. Sometimes when I say things I'm not supposed to say with my children, I tell them, "Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that to you. You don't deserve that. I lost. Uh, um, I couldn't manage my. Okay, thank you, light. We are together." I tell them, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told you that. You don't deserve to hear that." You know, so that they will know that that is not the right thing to do. It was a mistake. And the last T is touch the heart before teaching the lesson. Touch the heart before teaching the lesson. Imagine you are working with a boss, and all the things that the boss know how to do is just to tear you down. You are bad, you are not good, you can't do this, you are that. Just imagine, how will you feel? Hmm? Even when the when the boss, when your boss is teaching you something good, your mind may not even be there. Ada, thank you, ma. Your mind may not even be there. You understand? Because the person has not touched your heart. But just think about who you love. Maybe you have an auntie or an uncle that you love dearly. Remember, how do you respond when they ask you to do something? You quickly do it. Is that so? So, correct from relationship, not frustration. Correct from relationship, not from frustration. When you are correcting your children, let them know that you are not correcting them because you are frustrated. You are correcting them because of relationship. Sometimes I tell our children, I love you. I said it yesterday. I love you and I want you to learn this. That's why I'm taking my time to teach you this. Let them know that it is from relationship. It is because you want them to do well. That's why you are teaching them. So let's talk about boundaries, how boundaries create emotional security. Many parents confuse love with absence of limits. Love is not absence of limit. Oh, eh? Children actually thrive within clear, consistent boundaries. Consistent boundaries. You need to set boundaries around your home. That is when you can raise children who are cooperative. Set boundaries. Yes, you can play, but this is the hour that you can play. Hmm? This is what you need to do before playing. That's boundary, and you communicate it. So children thrive when within clear and consistent boundary. When children know, one of the problems that we have as parents is that we don't communicate our expectations. We don't communicate boundaries. For instance, your child is going to play. You did not even tell your child, okay, you have 1 hour to play. Hmm? And you have heard now that play is children's work. It is their work. It is their language. It is their language. And the child has played for 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, and you're like, all you know is how to play. Did you tell that child that this is the time? Did you set boundary around the playtime? No. How do you expect the child to know? So boundaries tell children what is expected, what is acceptable, and what happens when the expectations are not met. So if you haven't created boundaries in your own, please start. We have thought about connection. After putting system of connection in your place, set boundaries. Set boundaries. We have boundaries around screen use in our home. We have boundaries around playtime. Playtime, we intentionally schedule the children's routine that every day they have time to play. They have time to have their outdoor play. Sometimes when we're available, we play with them. But there's boundary around it. For instance, for the use of digital devices, you have 2 hours to watch screen, and usually it's by weekend. And if they exceed that hour, they know that they have watched for the next week. So during school time, during the week, no screen. Is once a week that they use screen. Your family dynamics may require that you expose your children to screen. For instance, if your family vision is that you are raising tech guru, you might need to expose your children to screen more than what we are doing as a family, because our family vision, differs. So we set boundaries. They know, yes, you can have your screen time, but this is the boundary. This is what is expected of you. This is what is acceptable. We have family digital master plan guide is available on our seller store. It is to guide families how to, use digital devices as a family. You see, these digital devices is doing more harm than good. Not because digital devices are bad, in the real sense of it, but because we were not ready for the change that digital devices brought to us. So we created a system that can guide parents to, use digital devices responsibly. So in our family, we all know our responsibility regarding devices. For instance, during mealtime, no phone, no TV. TV is usually off when we are having mealtime. Nobody is pressing phone. Nobody is watching anything. We are together. We're having our meal. And anybody that goes against it, there's consequence. Even when sometimes when I have a message, or I need to respond to clients. I work online. Most of my clients will talk online and all of that. And I'm trying to quickly respond. You will hear children say, Mommy, you are going against our family digital rules. Because they know what is expected, they know what is acceptable as a family, and they know what happens when expectations are not met. There was a time our children said, Mommy, it's like we will seize this your phone for some time. You will not be able to work because it seems you now love your phone more than us, because we have been able to put boundaries. So boundaries tell children what is expected, what is acceptable, and what happens when expectations are not met. You can't expect your children to behave, to do what, to follow the boundaries that you have not set. Imagine a football field. What defines a football field? It is the fence, the boundaries. If not, any player will play out of the field, and that will affect the efficacy of the game. So boundaries reduce anxiety because they make the world predictable. And let me tell you this, children thrive on predictability. When they know what comes next, ha, children thrive on predictability. So if you want to raise cooperative children, set boundaries. Set boundaries. Now, I also want to introduce a framework that will help you to set boundary. Boundary. So when you are setting your boundaries, be clear. Avoid ambiguity. B stand for be clear. Please be putting it down. If you are hearing me, be putting down. B in the chat box. B stands for be clear. Avoid vague instruction. Instead of behave yourself, respect your old age. How many of you used to say that? That's a vague statement. You are not communicating anything. And that's why your children will not listen. Be specific. Put your shoe in the rack. Put your water bottle in your lunch bag. Even when you think your child know what to do, when they are not doing it, don't give ambiguous statements. Be clear. You are setting boundaries. O stands for one rule at a time. One rule. O stands for one rule at a time. Do not overwhelm children with many rules. We don't do this, we don't do that, don't do that. If you have too many rules, you will end up not enforcing any. You will end up not enforcing any. So what have you done? Nothing. Then you use calm authority. Firm doesn't mean loud. Firm does not mean loud. Use calm authority. You are the parents, but be calm. You can be calm. I said it yesterday. You can be calm and still be firm. Yes, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Our son had a meltdown around phone. He wanted to use the phone when it was not screen time. And he was crying, he was screaming, hey, Mommy, I need phone. I was in the home office. Mommy, I need a phone. Yeah. I said, oh, I understand that you need phone. But this is not screen time, so you can't use phone. He cries, hey, Mommy, what you are doing, is it worship? What you are doing is not worship. Give me the phone, please, I beg you. I said, oh, I really understand that you want that phone, but you cannot have the phone. You will have to wait. When it is screen time, I will give you phone. Again, he said, Mommy, but it's not your phone, it's our phone. There's nothing this boy did not try. But I insist. I was not shouting. He was crying. I was not sure. And I was telling you that, we don't respond to tantrum. He cried, 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 cried. I insisted. When he noticed that I was not going to give up, he kept quiet. and he moved on with his life. So you can be firm, and still be calm. Firm does not mean loud. Firm does not mean loud. Then N stands for natural consequence. I'm talking about the boundary framework. Boundary. Natural N stands for natural consequence. Allow reality to teach you whenever safe. Many times, we protect our children from facing natural consequence. We rescue our children. We think we are doing the right thing. No, that's one of the reasons why your child is not behaving well. Hmm? Your child pour water or milk or food carelessly. Why do you need to help the child to pack it, to clean up? You don't have to. You do not have to. Mistake happens. Yes, we agree. But let the child learn to clean up the mess by himself. To clean up the mess by himself. That is when the child will learn responsibility. That's when the child will know that, okay, next time I need to be careful with this, because if this happens, this is what I will face. Allow natural consequence. You prepare food, your child is crying, I don't want this food, and you are beating or you are shouting. Why? Allow natural consequence. So far it is safe, so far it is age appropriate. I remember there was a time when we there was a day that we our uh, meal in our meal plan for that day was beans and plantain, and our daughter said she doesn't want to eat beans. Why? No reason. She hasn't complained about beans. Okay, why don't you want to? She says she just doesn't feel like eating. Well, it's okay. I respect that. It's fine. You can go to bed. Say she will eat only plantain. Well, our meal plan is beans and plantain. Mommy, I can I take snacks and eat? I understand that you would love to take snack, but snack is not the meal plan. It's not part of the our meal. So this is our meal. Once you don't feel like, you can go to bed. This girl went to bedroom, she was crying, and she came back to me in the kitchen, say, mommy, but you taught us that we should respect other people's opinion. Now you are not respecting my opinion. I respected. Did I force you to eat the beans? I explained to you why you need to eat beans, why beans is good for your health and all of that. And you acted as if you didn't even understand me. It's fine. I respected your decision that you don't want to eat beans and plantain. It's fine. Eventually, she ate the beans joyfully. She came back the following day and she told me that one of her classmates brought rice and beans, and the girl was picking the beans. The girl doesn't like this. That she had to educate the classmates why she needs to eat beans. Natural consequences teaches children. Teaches children. So allow reality to teach whenever it's safe. So far it is age appropriate. Allow your children to face consequence. Beating is not consequence. Beating is not consequence. You do this, you mess up, you clean your mess. Okay, you don't want to eat this, is okay, except if the child is allergic to the food. But if it is what we agree as a family, you need to have an important reason. So N, that's natural consequence. And D stands for do what you say. Consistency build trust. Do what you say. If you set boundary, you set consequence, let them face the consequence. Don't be the one to set the rule and you're the one breaking the rule. Many parents does that. They do that. You will set the consequence, and you will say, don't do that again. No, don't do. I'm not saying we shouldn't forgive. There is a room for forgiveness, but it shouldn't be every time. When you say you will do this, do it. Do it. It also builds trust. Then age appropriate. Exhortation should match developmental ability. I talked about this yesterday. Don't expect too much for from your child. Your boundaries, your routine, your expectations, let them be age appropriate. Be sure, excuse me, be sure that it is what your child can handle. Don't expect what a 10-year-old child should do from a 4-year-old child. You will end up shouting, and your child will end up not listening to you, and there will be chaos in the home. Then R stand for repeat consistently. Repeat consistently. Children learn through repetition. Repeat. That's why I keep telling parents, have routine, daily routine. What you do every day, every day. Do you know how many of us grew up in Catholic church? Please, I need someone to speak up. If you are here and you are, maybe you have attended Catholic, uh excuse me, you have attended Catholic church, or you attend Catholic church currently, can you please tell us if you are here? There's something I appreciate about them. And that's why almost everybody that I've seen, even I have someone who attended Catholic primary school. The person is an allergy now. 2 times he has gone to Hajj. But all the recitation that he learnt um, in the primary school, yes, Perpetua, you will bear me witness of this thing that I'm saying. Thank you. Every day you go for mass. Adeze, oh, thank you. You will bear me witness for what I'm saying. You have is it morning mass, or what do you do? Almost every day. Am I right? Even for those that I attended the primary school or the secondary school, there are things they do. Holy Mary, mother of our Lord Jesus Christ. Am I right? Because they have done it repeatedly. Repeatedly. It has become part. Yes, thank you, ma. Morning mass. Everything. You can't see. Yes, ma. Thank you, Adeze. You can't see any Catholic member, even till they enter their grave at the old age. All those things are still in their memory. I said this man is an allergy. His analogy is close to 70 years now, and he will read everything he was taught. Holy Mary, our mother of our Lord Jesus Christ, do this. He will recite everything. That's the power of repetition. So you have just taught your children, you have taught your children a skill just for one year. Your children has not gotten, and you are shouting, you are not learning, you are not learning. Children learn through repetition. You keep saying it. You keep saying it. You keep saying. You see, for those of us that will say, my children don't listen. My children don't hear what I'm saying. That's not true. They hear. Let me tell you something. You can do this. You can try this with your child. Give your child, set a rule. Agree on the rule. So you go against the rule. You will see how your children will start judging you. Mommy, why did you do this? Daddy, why did you do this? But you taught us not to do this. If they didn't learn, how did they know that you have gone against it? So they are learning. Their tiny brain has not just been enough, doesn't have the capacity to be able to internalize it. So the more you repeat it, the more it sticks. The more you repeat it, the more it sticks. The more you repeat it, the more it sticks. So children learn through repetition. You need to get used to repetition if you want your children to behave well. If you want your children to cooperate. That's one thing I respect the Catholic for. Indoctrination, yes. They indoctrinate their members. And none of them can forget what they. How will you forget what you do every day, every morning? How? Maybe you have done something for 35 years, how will you forget? Even when you are no longer in the system, you cannot forget, because your brain has been conditioned. So that is also what we should do for our children. We should repeat consistently. The boundaries, the routines, we need to repeat them consistently. That is when it will get stick, mm, to our children. Then Y stands for your example matters. Children imitate more than they obey. Oh. Children imitate more than they obey. Have you seen your children imitating you? Mm? Sometimes our children, there is a look I normally look at them when they misbehave, and I don't want to talk. I will just look like this. You know that look now. And a few days ago, our son said, okay, I did something, and our son looked like this. He said, that's how mommy used to look when you do something that mommy don't like. What does that tell you? What does that imply? It means that they are imitating. So you need to lead by example. Lead by example. That is the why. Now, why routine reduces resistance? One of the greatest sources of conflict is unpredictability. I've said it. Children thrive from predictability. Children feel safer when they know life follows a rhythm. If you notice children music, those that compose children music, if you notice something, they normally follow a rhythm. Hmm? Like saying something that sounds similar repeatedly. Rhythm. Yes. That is how children brains work. Their children, feel safer when they can predict what happens next. Hmm? So predictability lowers stress. When you have a system, you have a routine, they know that after meal, this is the next thing. When you come back from school, this is the next thing you should do. After this, you do this, and you consistently enforce it. When they know, it improves, it lowers stress. It lowers your own stress too. You don't need to explain. When our children are not doing what they are supposed to do, I just ask them, what's the next thing to do? They know, they say, okay, we should do this. And quickly they run to go and do it. So it lowers stress, and lower stress improves executive functioning. Functioning includes planning, ability to make better choices, um, ability to follow instructions, and all of that. So lower stress improves executive functioning. And when your child's executive functioning is improved, of course your child will behave well. Your child will cooperate. So better executive functioning increases cooperation. That is what I'm trying to say. So instead of trying to remind your children, go and do this, go and do this, go and do this, have you done? It's just, if you are consistent, it just become automatic. It just becomes automatic. So instead of you teaching every time, the routine becomes the teacher, and it will reduce your own stress. You will need to shout less. You will need to complain less. For instance, you can have a morning routine. You can have homework routine, after school routine. We have homework, early morning routine. When they wake up, they know what to do, one after the other. They know that when they wake up, the first thing they do is to show gratitude to God. Thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. After that, they go ahead to say their affirmation. After that, they do their water therapy. They know per time. They know what to do, what next after the other. You can have bedtime routine. You can have a screen time routine, family meal routine, and all of that. It reduces stress. When you are not stressed, you'll be able to, function better. And when you function better, your children too will do well. They will do better. All right. So let's talk about discipline again. I talked about discipline yesterday, and I'll still mention it because that is part of what will help you to raise cooperative children. If you get discipline right, it will help your children to cooperate. Discipline that teaches instead of punishes. Discipline, like I said yesterday, discipline asks one question: what skill do I need to teach my children so that my children can make better choices next time? But punishment asks the question: how do I make this child feel pain for what he or she has done? So there are two different things. The goal of discipline is to teach, guide, coach, restore, build responsibility. Um, Discipline comes from a word called discipliner, if I'm correct, discipliner, which means guiding, nurturing, teaching, coaching. Hmm? Coaching. Within the framework of discipline, beating is not there. Beating is not there. Jesus taught us discipline, isn't it? Jesus taught us discipline. Was it recorded anywhere that Jesus beat anybody? Of course, no. We just assume that beating, punitive punishment is discipline because we do not know. There's going to be another training where we will talk extensively about discipline. And I know that discussion will make many of you uncomfortable, but it's okay. It's okay if you feel uncomfortable. Like I said, change often happens when we are able to challenge the old belief. It's okay. But if you can follow what I'm saying, if you can trust me enough to believe that, you will notice the change. You will notice the improvement. So discipline should teach, discipline should guide, discipline should coach, discipline should restore, discipline should build responsibility. Discipline should not tear your children apart. Discipline should not destroy your children. If you are doing that and you think you are disciplining your children, you are not. And eventually you will end up raising compliant children. I talked about compliant children yesterday. Children who only do things just to avoid consequence. Children who only do things because you are there. And when you are not there, they do another thing entirely. And that's not the goal of parenting. The goal of parenting is to raise children who can make better choices even when we are not there. Even when we are not there, because of course, we can't be with our children every time. We can't. So discipline does not shame. Or those of us that will shame our children in the name of discipline, please stop that. That is not what you should be proud of. Please stop that. Stop that. And I want to teach you uh teach framework. Teach framework that will help you to teach your children, to discipline your children effectively so that you will end up raising cooperative children. T stands for teach expectation. Children cannot consistently meet expectations they have never been taught. Like I said earlier, let your children know your expectations. This is who we are as a family. And I keep saying it as a family. You need to have your family vision. If you are parenting and you don't have family vision, you are wrong. You are wrong. You don't have family values, you are wrong. If you come into our house, one of the things you will see, in fact, is in all the rooms, our family vision, our family core values, they know. It's like your family roadmap. Vision, family vision is like a roadmap. So if you are parenting without vision, you are just like a sheep without direction. You know what happens? The sheep will just be wandering on the sea. And that's why we found parenting difficult. Even when we are disciplined, when we are teaching, there's no anchor. Family vision is like anchor that puts the family, is an anchor that brings the family together. This is who we are. This is what is expected of us. And that's one of the things that we prioritize at the model family. We guide families to install their family system. That's part of the family system that we install. We guide them to create their legacy book. All right. I'm teaching the teach framework. TEACH. Teach framework. Teach expectation. Teach expectation. That's T. Then E, empathize. Empathize. Acknowledge feelings without approving inappropriate behavior. Acknowledge feelings. Oh, I can see that you are feeling frustrated. You are acknowledging. Once you tell a child like that, you have broken that chain of tantrum. If you say that to a child who is throwing tantrum, you have affirmed the feelings. It's okay that you are angry. Anger is not problem. It's an emotion. Hmm? So you empathize, acknowledge that feelings without approving. That doesn't mean you are approving bad behavior. Like I told you, the instance I told you about our son. I empathize. Oh, I really understand that you want to use the phone. But I didn't approve the behavior. I told him, but this is not your screen time. So you can't have your screen time. You need to wait till it is your screen time. Empathize. Then A stands for apply consequence. Consequence should be logical, respectful, and related to the behavior. Hmm? Maybe a child broke something, a child broke a plate, and because of that, he said that child is not eating, will not eat. The consequence, it doesn't go well. Ensure that the consequence is logical, is respectful, and is related to the behavior. Hmm? Like the example that I gave, your child mess up, the logical consequence is for the child to clean up the mess. So the consequence should also be related to the misbehavior. All right. Then C, coach better choices. Practice the desired behavior together. You have not done anything. When your child misbehave, you correct and you stop there. You have not finished your job. You need to guide your child towards making better choices. Usually when I correct our children, when they do something, I correct them. After the whole teaching, I will ask them, so what will you do better next time? That we give them opportunities to think. Sometimes they just stand, they think, and they say, okay, next time I will do this. Once they are able to think by themselves and think of what to do better next time, it will help them to behave well next time. So coach better choice. Don't just correct, rehearse, practice the desired behavior together. Then age highlight growth. I've talked about this. Celebrate improvement, not perfection. I said it yesterday that there's nothing like perfection. Your child can never be perfect. If you are the parent who want to raise perfect children, come down from that us now. Yes, I give you permission to come down from that us, because that doesn't exist. You can't raise perfect children. Focus on growth. Focus on growth. Hmm? Your child was not able to do this 2 months ago, but now you can do this. Celebrate it. Even if you haven't gotten your desired result, at least there's improvement. Celebrate that. So I also want to quickly teach becoming the parent your child needs. We need to answer that question. Who must I become to raise the child I hope to see? Children need parents who are emotionally regulated. You see that at every point, emotional regulation is coming up because it's a big deal. Children need parents who are emotionally regulated, parents who are consistent, parents who are encouraging, parents who are dependable, parents who are humble enough to repair. We talked about repair. I taught you repair framework yesterday. REPAIR, repair framework. Yes, your children need it. That's part of the things that will help you to raise well behaved children. That's part of the strategy that will help you. Parents need, children need parents who keep learning. And that's why I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you that you are here, who are here. You suspended some things to be here so that you can learn. That is what your children need. That is who you should become. You shouldn't become a perfect parent because your children don't actually need you to be perfect. They don't. Your children is not only learning from your instruction, they are learning from your example. I do tell our children, I will tell them, I am still learning. I am still learning. Sometimes I will sit them down. I will tell them that all these things that I know, I am learning it by myself. My parent didn't know, so they didn't teach me. So I'm likely to make mistakes. I'm likely to talk to you the way you don't want. I'm likely to do things that you don't want. But I'm committed to growth. I'm committed to growth. You are also teaching your children that learning is part of life. That learning is part of life. Don't try to be perfect. Maybe one of the things you will have to do after today's class is to call your children and tell your children that there are things I've not been doing right in my parenting. Now I'm knowing I am committed to learning because I want to be intentional. I am committed to learning. Hmm? I'm committed to learning. So you after today's class, you need to, if you have not set boundaries, if you have not set routine, if you have not be connecting, whether daily or weekly, you don't have family rule, you don't allow logical consequence. This is the time you need to put all those things in place. These are the strategies that will help you to raise well-behaved children. If you are able to do this gradually, consistently, your children will be behaving well. And I need you to understand this, that you cannot effect the change at once. No, you cannot. You will get frustrated. You will get frustrated and you will think, what this coach is saying is not working. Is working. What I teach, hmm, they are researched back. They are field tested. They are researched back and they are field tested. I'm not teaching theory. No, I don't. If I design any framework, I first use it in my family. Once it worked, then I use it for a few. There are a few models I've created that I've designed that I've not taught publicly because I'm still testing it. Hmm? I designed a play challenge. That's one of the things that I teach at play therapy course. 30-day play challenge. I have tried it and it's working. So I don't teach theory. What I teach works. It is working. It is researched back. It is field tested. I'm just telling you that it's not magic. Like I said in introduction, it's not magic, and you can't effect the change at once. It is gradually. Just take one at a time. Take one at a time. One at a time. Once you have mastered it, you have put structure around it, then pick another thing. And again, I tell you, please don't exit the group. There are lots of learnings that will happen. Every Saturday, I have 1 hour session on my YouTube channel. You will have a lot of things to learn. Currently, I'm running um, holiday blueprint series. Holiday blueprint series. We'll talk about how to identify good school for your children. Talk about holiday, how to make your children enjoy it. We have had 3 classes. Yes, we have had 3 classes. They are all available on my YouTube channel. So you'll be learning from time to time. I'll be, sharing tools with you, sharing voice notes with you. And if you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. So I will announce the next masterclass we are going to have. I will announce it in the group. All right. So let me conclude with this. Children do not need louder parents. No, they don't. They need calmer leaders. Calmer leaders. They need clearer expectations. They need stronger connections. And they need consistent guidance. Consistent guidance. So when parents change the environment, children often change the behavior. Don't focus on changing the behavior first. Focus on changing the environment. If you change the environment, believe me, your children's behavior will change. And this is where we call this session and this 3-day masterclass A day. This is where we draw the curtain. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being intentional. Thank you for wanting to grow. And trust me, I'm also ready to help you as much as I can in your parenting. In your parenting, oh, because that's what I know how to do. I want to hear from you in the group, or you can drop your comments here. Let's hear what you have learned. Let other parents also learn from you. You can also add people to the group, add people to the group, your children teacher, your neighbor, whoever that is co-parenting with you. All right, thank you, Amina. Thank you so much. I love you all. I love intentional parents. I do. Because I love parenting. And I know that if we get parenting right, we'll get almost everything right. So if you have any question, please do what to ask me. See you in the group. Until next time, keep parenting with intention.